Welcome and thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to this year's series of County Government Listening Up coaching sessions presented by the Association of County Commissions of Alabama and designed to provide a useful look at some of the most pressing legislative issues impacting Alabama's 67 county governments as we prepare for the 2021 legislative session. I'm Sonny Brasfield, Executive Director of the Association, and over the next few minutes, I'd like to focus our attention on the impact of and history behind a piece of priority legislation that is important for all county governments during the legislature's 2021 regular session. Our focus today is legislation that addresses a very specific issue that has hampered county government's ability to attract and utilize the best and brightest in local government. This bill will make a change to Alabama's ethics law to the so-called revolving door provision, but it is very specific only to public employees. Let me explain. The revolving door provision of the Alabama ethics law is intended to prohibit public employees from using their position to secure employment in the private sector and then returning back to their public employer to use their influence on behalf of this private company. And that provision has worked very well. At its core, it is really one of the important tenets of Alabama's ethics law and has led to more public confidence in government, and the association strongly supports this provision. The change proposed by our legislation this session would simply allow a public employee that leaves the employment, let's say, of a county and goes not to the private sector, but to employment with another public entity, let's say a city. It would allow that employee to come back before the county commission to work on joint projects between that city and county. It would also clear the way for those public employees that might change their mind and might want to come back to work for the county to be able to do that without having to wait 2 years. This issue came up as a number of state leaders were appointed to a commission to look at revising Alabama's ethics law to make some changes to address problems that have come up since the ethics law was completely rewritten almost 2 decades ago. This issue was unanimously advanced by that reform commission, and the association has kind of picked up the ball on this issue to try to move it forward during the 2021 legislative session, because it is an issue that does come up, especially in county government, as we seek to retain and use the best and brightest employees. The bill was introduced in the 2020 regular session in the House by Representative Prince Chestnut and in the Senate by Senator Garland Gudger. The bill did not make it through the entire process, again, because the session was shortened because of the COVID-19 pandemic. It will be introduced when the legislature reconvenes, and then as we move forward during the session, this is an issue that counties will focus much of their attention on in an effort to ensure that we can make this change that will benefit all public employers. Again, this is legislation to amend the ethics law to allow counties and other public bodies to retain and utilize quality employees at the local level. This concludes our brief review of this issue related to the revolving door. Should you have any questions about this legislation or any other issue being advocated by counties in Alabama, I encourage you to check our website, alabamacounties.org, or follow us on Twitter. You can even follow me at Sonny Brasfield, and we will try to address any question that you have. We encourage you to support this issue as it will help us provide better services at the local level to those citizens who depend on county government. Thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time and for listening to this important issue as we move to try to improve our state and county government's ability to assist citizens at the local level. Thank you very much.